a lot of times, and you can even do that for a fire drill or whatever the case may be. But what do we do if the front door alarm goes off in the middle of the night? What do my kids do? Have you trained your kids to get under their beds? Have you trained your kids to get in their closet and hide? Kids need to know what to do, because the first thing that's going to happen is the kid's going to run out, and they're going to be right between you and the perpetrator, and you're locked down on this perpetrator. He's locked down on you, and your kid's right in the middle. So the kids need to know what to do. The wife needs to know what to do. The husband needs to know what to do. Whatever the case may be in your home, everybody needs to know what to do if this happens, because curiosity kills the cat, right? So I don't want my kid to run out in the hall and go, "What's happening?" And all of a sudden I go, "Oh my God, get out of the way." So it's really important that you run some drills in your home, and that your family knows how to operate under these types of conditions. It's really important. Going on to the next one. How can we secure our church? Oh, Kenny wants to know, how can we secure our church better? Well, there's just tons of ways to secure events. And I'll use events. The event could be your church, it could be a concert, it could be many things. Just in something that's enclosed inside of a building. The number one thing is security on the outside. Security on the outside is very, very important to what's coming through that door. I would actually, and some people say, well, we can't afford that. Okay, then we need to put people in our organization, in our churches, in our event to take turns and take those roles. Of course, we don't want to make one person always do it, because then they're not in church. So we want to be able to down the pipe to use several different people. It's really important. Parking lot security is the first. It has to be the first part of it. What's going on in the parking lot is going to come into the church at that point. Radios, you can buy some very inexpensive radios. Church members, event members, and have communication going from the outside to the inside. Also, having a locked door at a certain point. I used to be kind of against this, but it's not a bad decision, a bad thing to have a locked door. Say if your church starts at 6:30, we're going to lock the door. We're going to lock the door about 7 o'clock. Most people are there by that time, and then my guy outside can radio in and say, "Hey, we got so and so out here." That needs to come in, or whatever the case may be. I know some people are against that. Okay, well, what would Jesus do? I don't know. That's just that's just the number one defense in my book. Number two is, if you have, of course, you've got to remember too, when we're talking about churches, when we're talking about these types of events, that people do come in hurting. That's why they come to church. They're hurting, they're in need a lot of times. Sometimes they come in drunk or doped up, or whatever the case may be. I used to go to church. I actually used to minister a lot myself, so I understand these settings. It's real important also that if you're skeptical of someone, that we need to put someone that is that close to that person. What I mean by that, let's say I have someone. Again, people say, well, now you're profiling. Yeah, we are. You need to profile. I'm sorry, but you need to. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what shirt they have on, what hoodie they have on. I think at this point, right now, there's a lot of attacks going on. I think at this point, we go, okay. I mean, it's very easy to say, this person, something looks very suspicious about this person. Now, if they came just to get prayed for or whatever, great, wonderful. I'm glad you're here. We want to help you. At the same time, we still don't want you to hurt us. So I think putting someone close to that person to be able to react and respond if something does go bad or harmful, that someone can respond very quickly to that situation. But also, you want to train your people. You want to get some people. Number one, if something chaotic happens, who's calling 911 at that moment? A lot of times people are just scrambling. Nobody's on the phone. Everybody needs to have a job at that time that's on your staff. Someone's immediately the 911 person. All their job is right now is to call 911, get on the floor, whatever the case may be. Again, I know it's hard to run drills in churches, but you need to at least run drills with your staff. This is a really important one. Where are the exits? Where are the exits? This is a number one. Don't make sure that your exit doors aren't locked. All of a sudden, we got 4 or 5 exit doors, or even 2 or 1, and nobody can get out of it. We're trying to kick it open, and the perpetrator's walking over here towards us, and we can't even open the door. So again, having a thing exits accessible to be open is pretty important too. Or how do we open it? Where's the key if I need to open this door really quickly? Should I bring a gun to church? This is one I've heard over and over the last few weeks. And there's a lot of, I bring my gun to church, or I'm going to start bringing my gun to church. The problem with this situation here is most people that are going to pack a gun to church have no training, and most people have never been in a duress situation or under stress shooting. And if you haven't been in these types of situations, you're probably going to shoot the wrong person or persons at that point. So I think it's real imperative that if, again, like I'm going to go back to the training. If you are going to pack a gun in a mass setting, you need to have some training. You need to know how to shoot under stress and under duress. It's really, really important that you get some training in order to do this, because like I said, again, you're going to become everybody's worst enemy. You're going to become the perpetrator now, because you're just firing into a crowd and you're hitting the wrong people. So again, we want to make sure that anyone that's packing a gun into a mass setting has some training, because again, I know it's the tough guy syndrome. Oh, I pack a gun. I know how to use it. Well, you've been shooting at paper targets only. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs to shoot at paper targets first. But have you ever shot at a moving target? Have you ever shot when bursts are going off right next to your head? These are things that what positions have you shot from? Have you shot from prone positions? Have you shot from laying positions? I mean, these are really, really important. Or are you just jumping up Billy the Kid and shooting and hoping you hit something? And that's the problem. You're going to hit something. So we want to make sure that, again, that everybody packing guns has training. This is really, and again, I love guns. I think good guys stop bad guys with guns. I believe that. But at the same time, I don't want to be a John Wayne cowboy and just say, oh, everybody pack your gun to church and nobody's going to come in. And if anybody comes in, we'll take them out, because chances are you're going to take out the wrong people. So if you're going to pack a gun, again, get some real, and I mean real training. Don't just go out and, I go to the shooting range. You need to have somebody that has had combative shooting teaching you how to shoot. This is very important. And so I'm going to stop it there today, guys. I know I went a little long. But if you have any more questions, I'll be doing this over the next couple of weeks probably. And again, don't be so terrified that you're afraid to live. I know that times are kind of crazy right now, but again, we've had crazy times in the past too. So it's important that we don't stop living, that we don't stop functioning, but that we take more precautions, especially with the holidays coming up. I call it the silly season. People get kind of silly and they start to miss their loved ones, and